Last week, a single piece of bad code managed to crash a huge portion of the internet. Apps like Snapchat, Spotify, and Discord started glitching. At the same time, Cloudflare's KV storage experienced a near-total failure, triggering over 2 hours of downtime and setting off a domino effect across major services. So who's responsible for this chaos? All signs point to Google Cloud Platform, the backbone for many of your favorite apps. Google has since issued an apology, but the damage is done. This incident reveals just how much control big cloud providers have over the internet we all rely on. In today's episode, we'll break down exactly how this digital disaster unfolded from a software engineering lens.
Google Cloud didn't just break the internet, it broke itself. Core services like Gmail, Google Drive, Meet, and Calendar all went offline. Outages like this don't just create frustration, they cost companies millions of dollars in lost revenue and user trust. When businesses rent servers from providers like Google, they sign what's called a service level agreement, SLA, which promises at least 99.99% uptime. But when things collapse on this scale, the provider has technically violated that contract and must issue SLA credits, essentially refunding companies for the downtime. That might cost Google a few million, but the reputational damage is far worse, especially as it tries to catch up with AWS and Microsoft Azure in the cloud race.
So, what really went wrong? Recently, Google CEO Sundar Pichai revealed that AI now writes over 30% of Google's code. Naturally, people began blaming Gemini AI for the mishap. But in this case, the issue most likely came from a human-written function tied to a critical API management service within Google Cloud. Here's how that system works. When a client sends an API request, it passes through a verification layer to check if the request is allowed. This layer also checks data like quotas and policies using a fast-replicating regional data store. Google runs this across 42 global data centers, and normally, it works flawlessly. But on May 29th, 2025, an engineer introduced a new quota policy check, meant as a harmless feature upgrade. The problem? The code path was never triggered during testing. It looked safe until it wasn't. Just like the CrowdStrike failure last year, this update lacked proper error handling. So, when it was finally triggered by a policy change on June 12th, it caused a null pointer error, crashing the system's binary. And since this component was globally replicated, it instantly caused a crash loop, taking down services across the internet in a matter of seconds. Google engineers did have a big red rollback button, but it took 40 minutes to activate and over 4 hours to fully stabilize everything.
And that wraps up today's breakdown of one of the biggest internet outages of 2025. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a tech update that actually matters. Drop a comment below. What do you think about Google's cloud future after this? Thanks for watching.